So part of your hearing would be the opening for our hearing on the Justice Sector Institution. That's the introduction I have. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
We should try, Mr. Jobarteh, to make this hearing not as legalistic. Otherwise, the people at home watching would sleep. So we try to break things down and make it easy and interesting. Okay. Are you ready to proceed, sir?
Yes.
Kindly give us your full names.
My names are Lamin, AMS Jobarteh.
Lamin, AMS Jobarteh.
It's a very long one. I would ask for what AMS means. So, but you are otherwise known as Baba Dinding Jobarteh.
Yes, that is correct.
Provide us with your date and place of birth.
I was born at Bansang on August 1st, 1956.
August 1956.
Where did you go to school?
At Bansang in 1961.
Bansang in 1961.
Give us a brief rundown of your educational background.
Sorry.
Just as much as you would want to talk about it. We all know you are a barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia. You can give us a brief rundown.
You see, my problem is I'm not very good at dates.
It's understandable.
So I have that written here, if I may kindly refer to it.
Please do.
Thank you.
Hakilo membete abat ke ka lulu mutabake barbidu asaferu bijanne ne tenantensi ojibe barbidu yesino dila.
We do this, Mr. Jobarteh, because this record, we believe, should be one that would be read by several generations of Gambians to come. So, and knowing a bit about the personalities that, the cast of characters that appeared before this commission would be important. Please proceed.
I attended Bansang Primary School from 1961 to 1967.
Bansang Primary Karambu ke 1961 to 1967.
After sitting to the common entrance examination,
common entrance examinations,
I had a fair pass. And I attended Crab Island Junior Secondary School from 1967 to 1971.
That Crab Island Junior Secondary School from 1967 to 1971.
Yes. And thereafter, I started to another examination. Secondary for leaving examination.
Secondary for school leaving examination.
I had a pass and I went to Armitage High School.
Armitage High School.
From 1971 to 1973.
1971 to 1973.
we are told that the scholarship will not continue.
Ya fonyen ko scholarship member na karango sembentu yakan ate continue nola.
So we had to come back. And then arrangements were made for us to go and finish at Sierra Leone. When I arrived in Sierra Leone, I was told that I came late.
Which institution in Sierra Leone?
Institution Juma, Sierra Leone,
Which institution?
University of Sierra Leone.
University of Sierra Leone.
Forabe College.
Forabe College.
Forabe College.
That is correct.
So
I came back. And the following year, I returned. From 1988 to 1989.
1988 kata 1989.
You returned where? You returned where?
To Sierra Leone.
Muruta Sierra Leone.
After a year in Sierra Leone,
during Sierra Leone,
I had a scholarship to go and read law at the International Islamic University in Malaysia.
Nata scholarship soto purkata lua karang bankunum bankute ma l'Islam karambuto member Malaysia,
where I studied law from 1989 to 1993.
Na lua karanje kabu 1989 kata 1993.
I was called to the bar in 1993.
What were you to study at Forabe? What were you to study at Forabe?
Law.
Na lua le karang Forabe fanang.
Proceed.
And then,
so at the International Islamic University, I studied law from 1989 to 1993.
Islamic Karambumba Malaysia 1989 kata 1993
I was called to the bar in 1993 in the Gambia.
Gambia jan 1993 lo yen commande pour nadum kinto bunda do kola.
Well, luckily for you guys, you didn't have to do the bar.
No, we did the bar. It's all fused in the same system. I would have brought my transcript for you to see.
All right, for what it is, let's proceed. You were called to the bar in 93.
Yes.
And then tell us about your career progression.
I first entered the service, civil service, as a training executive officer.
Na doko follow mansakunda doko to training executive officer walam palaso me yalonko yendundi je barimbe doko nyin karanka nyola lefana.
That was upon my return from the United States.
O keta wato membrim muruta nan kabanan America.
And I was in that position from 1979 to 1980.
No palaso to kabanan 1979 kata 1980.
After a few months, the establishment office, now PMO.
Establishment office PMO.
I was transferred to Department of Animal Health and Husbandry from 1980 to 1981.
In Adanado Kosa Undido Kubunda Lamenu Marta, Beyamu Fanalu Lejara Ronin in a Topotonia like 1980 kata 1981.
Sometime in 1981,
what in 1981,
I was transferred to Department of Health.
And
after a few months, I was posted to Bansang Hospital, where I remained from 1981 to 1984. From Bansang Hospital, I was transferred to the Department of Water Resources. From 1984 to 1985.
1985.
That was when I proceeded to study law. And upon my return in 1993,
so between 1993,
I was appointed at the Ministry of Justice as a public prosecutor.
tumole do ko dinna na minister bundala mamata kitol min tilimu kunyala yenke jama kitindilati.
In the same year, 1993,
To sankilin kono 1993,
I was promoted to a state council.
na place wala fa yenke state council ti wala bitu banko kan kitindirla.
Whilst there,
Ndoto tumumen.
I was posted to the police as a cadet assistant superintendent of police.
Boldo na tan place of finance samba ko police cadet assistant superintendent place yole dinna police bundala.
From 1994
1994
to 1995.
to 1995.
And in 1995 to 1996,
During 1995 to 1996,
I was promoted to assistant superintendent of police.
na place wala fa kake assistant superintendent police.
During this year, I was sent to do a drop course at Grand Bassam in Ivory Coast.
Grand Bassam, Ivory Coast, Bangkok.
And in 1996,
in 1996,
I was redeployed to the NIA.
NIA.
What date? What date? Which date? When were you? You said it was in 1993 you were redeployed to the NIA. Give us
1996.
Yes. Give us the full date of your deployment.
I don't remember the actual month.
Do you have your redeployment letter?
Later on, it will be in my personal file
at the NIA.
At the NIA.
Mr. Chair, perhaps you can make an order that the NIA would provide the Commission with the redeployment letter for Mr. Jobarteh.
Fine, Council.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Proceed, Mr. Jobarteh.
And upon my arrival at the NIA in 1996,
during the NIA 1996,
I was promoted to the rank of Superintendent of Police,
Superintendent Police Bundala,
where I remained I was appointed as the Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
Yeah, Palazzo Attorney General Officer to Minister Bundala Mamata Kito Nintin Kunyal.
Give me those dates again. 2010 to 2014, you said.
2012 to 2014.
Okay. All right.
Okay. During the same period, I was the chairman of the Legal Aid Board. Legal Aid. And I have since been in private practice from 2016 to date.
Between 2016,
and what did you do between 2014 and 2016?
2014 2016.
I was at mile 2. I think I spent about a year and 5 months there.
What was the reason?
I don't remember the exact charges.
hakino mambuta mambula tumur nonu fongola mellankang.
Wouldn't that
But it was all a trump of charge.
Bari o tumurol be amunta ya tumurol la kumol le tal roye fayno kankalanna.
But that may very well be the case. In fact, that was the norm. Looking at the evidence that is presented before this commission. But what I find a little bit bewildering is the fact that you cannot recall what the charges are. You are a lawyer. In private practice, this is your bread and butter. This is what you deal with on a daily basis.
Bari hani ajube wala fa inda jagat ba to mala ben ngi ninka mun tumi rolti men de kan da ko hakilo ta murano bari ni ta ajube to la ma fanala nyindi ka do mu loyalty ninka mu dala do mburo ni mbota ite nyanna hakilo nyanna mutala ye tumi menna.
As far as I'm concerned, I can remember only 2 of the charges.
Nin hakilo sa mutano nte hakilo si tumir fula dron manoje.
What were they?
One was giving false information to the president.
Nin unyini ko nakuma soto balole for president way.
Yes, and what
The
else?
second one was economic crime.
Fula njama wala nyinti fanko tinyaro ke fanko le la karola bankola fanko.
Mr. Jobarteh, you said these are trump-up charges.
Yes.
I will not go into the details of the charges.
Tita fan batan la burka dum nin tumi rol be kum ka ko ke jaba ke so ka long.
But the issue of this giving of false information
Ni kula ka fa ko kibarol di men ko aman soto.
and this issue of economic crime,
Anin fangola tinyaro yetu meno fana.
would you say that these were the most abused legislation by the then president in order to do away with people he considered he is not happy with or to do away with his perceived opponents?
Fo iba fara ko nyillem turol de men ya lon ko num do president men ben jang aka suji bake nyuni tumi sifal del kan kala mul kan mol la men ya lon ko amalla fila waranto alafta ke bundu ko kono.
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
In fact, these 2 pieces of legislation have been used to unlawfully imprison a big number of Gambians, especially those at the higher levels, intellectuals and public servants.
Hanka bi nyin tumiri bunda fulo lu ala karoni ajube tumiri la me alon ko e munafang la bakele ka la mul kan saje ka mul sorong Gambia mulu surdu adol kono na lonnalu anin ya lon ko palasi batio lem Gambia banko kanja.
That is correct.
In view of your experiences as Minister of Justice,
Itela londo kono yemen soto tumala men e keta ministre me alon ko wala mata lual nen kitire kunyal.
as a judge,
Kake jojo fanandi.
as a private practitioner, legal practitioner,
Ignara na ke kitindir la ikaw mole fanan kitindiro la karola.
would you think that these 2 pieces of legislation ought to be repealed if they are not already repealed?
Ila mira lodo fo ya mira nyin tumiri bunda fulol fo e nyanna kala tumiri bunda me anon ko fo isi falin ma waranto fo e nyanta falin ma fo e falin dalaba.
I would agree that if they are still on the statute books, this will be one of the first things that ought to be repealed.
Hanim bile ni misali kama kana bula bile ni tumiri kamfulu be na tamara mbuko lukorole bi woto nyilek nyanta kala follow ti tumiri follow ti nyanta menu falin.
The reason being,
continue.
The reason being they are draconian. Most unfair.
And
oftentimes they are hardly ever proved.
Bukana akonyi isambano hanifo kaitandi kasele andi kotonya tonya nyimemfota nyino mutonya.
If I may further explain, I was accused of giving false information to the president. The president was never called to testify. How were they able to prove the charge? and sustain a conviction.
So in a sense, you are not only kept at mile 2, you are convicted. What was the sentence?
I think it was about, if I can recollect, it must have been about 3 years.
Did you appeal the sentence? The conviction and sentence?
Yes, I did.
What was the outcome?
It was never, the appeal was never heard because he granted us no pardon.
Who granted you a pardon? Thank you very much. Well, Mr. Jobarteh, during your 2-year stint as Minister of Justice, how many people were tried under these 2 draconian laws?
I cannot remember the number of the people, but I know.
Were there any?
Yes, indeed.
And as Minister of Justice, you are therefore responsible for prosecutions under these 2 statutes, which you have now come to say were draconian.
Silang tumalamena imu minister me alonko itala marra lual ni tilingo kunyala iko inyin tumir bunda vlomu tumir bunda me alonko imu tumir bunda kolofonu me alonko e man loran soto.
I have never ever personally prosecuted any case of that nature. No case at all, in fact.
But Mr. Jobarteh, you are the chief legal advisor to government. You are chief lawyer for government.
Mr. Jobarteh ni ajude watola. Itela mnyaton kolti. Kayamaro di mansala karola luala karola. Itela mu nyaton kolti nu kayamaro di mansala luala karola.
You are responsible for the actions at the Ministry of Justice.
Ministry bundaro me alon kadle mane lual ni kitindil kunyala ko ku keraje fatili ndala bam fa mantilimbang itel ba dumotala fayolo.
Call me, a ceremonial Minister of Justice at the time. I will explain why.
Minister. Mr. Jobarteh, I refuse to call you that. There is no such title in the Constitution of the Republic. Yes, you are given a position and you are given all powers to deal with it. If you believed that you were ceremonial, you were toothless, you ought to have resigned.
Mr. Say don't take kumadino la ka fo mo minister Sivaldi katum ye to mone yeke minister tanu sembo be na na dila le pour yele do ko bar ni ata ya kala mudako emu minister Sivaldi di palace o nyindo nyanto be bul warando silo be bulle pour ye fo ye resign.
That is very well correct. But this is one man that would not accept any resignation. That's number one.
But I dispute that fact, Mr.
Can I finish?
But let's take it point by point. You would continue, but let's just deal with this issue of resignation. Quite a number of people have resigned positions in government and nothing happened.
As far as I know, there was only one ministerial resignation. Only one.
Minister Palaso ka sayindike fonyo aketa sinya kilinne mbota mengala.
But isn't that because the people who were ministers just wanted the positions and remained, regardless of all the things that were happening?
I wouldn't say so.
Mr. Jobarteh, do you have anything to show that you are not in the job because you wanted it?
Yes. Not a document.
Tell the commission.
You see, I will give you a few examples.
Si misal danta dialla.
There was a position of a chairperson at the AU.
Palaso di jenu menyanta kala sirantioti AU.
He called and told me to speak to the ambassador in Addis, exactly.
Ayam kumandi, akumadia mu ambassador membe Addis Ababa sate kono wotumo.
I did my findings.
Nanga kuo kisikisiro ke fungambandi.
And I spoke to the then ambassador Sajo Jallo.
Utumu ambassador membe je Sajo Jallo ndia mutaye.
And he told me, if we send more than one candidate, we would lose the position to Senegal. Prior to that, we have sent 3 nominees. As soon as the file got to him, he only wrote 2 words. A non-starter.
A non-starter.
The file came back. Upon the request of Sajo Jallo,
were you happy with that minute?
Not at all.
Why?
Because I took it as an insult.
But wasn't that the way Jammeh worked with all his ministers?
Well, I would say yes.
He would frequently insult all of you.
Wow. I wish you had worked with him as a minister.
The
answer is yes.
He insult all of you.
In that respect, I'll give you another example. I think it was either the European Union or some other organization related to the UN. They sent a 10-point.
Go ahead, please.
And asked that the Gambia responds to those points.
Bunda tanne kinang puru Gambia si jabiro ke telawo bunda tangul la karola yemenu kibaro kinang.
And he assigned that to the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Ayodo ko di Minister Bunda la menu marcha lua ni menu marcha tilimu ni kito kunyala ani Minister Bunda membe ni bantala banko lutema.
And asked that we respond to those points.
Until si jabiro ke walawo bunda tang makangulula.
As far as I'm concerned,
we
came up now with a beautiful write-up. We sent it to him. That is Yaya Jammeh. Without reading that write-up, which at some point we discovered, the then Secretary General, I can't remember his name, but I believe the surname was Jata. He convened a meeting at the State House in a cabinet room. He invited GRTS. Insults were raining on us like nobody's business.
Let me ask you. Well, if he would do it so brazenly in the public glare, he would do it even worse in cabinet. Is that the case?
Very well.
And what is surprising and shocking? The thing that would pain a Gambian the most, from my experiences at least, insult, disrespect, and belittling of the person.
You see, lead counsel, what I would wish you to understand.
Lead counsel Nkoya Mbele Fila Yamin Faham.
Ya Jame would insult anybody.
Ya Jame as a moment in Nole.
See, there is a saying from one British parliamentarian during the visit of Obama in UK.
Deputy Bunanka Clinton England Banko Kangwato Obama Tata Kumpaboro Laje.
He said, if you want to test a man's character,
give
him power.
That would be the speaker, wasn't it?
Pardon me?
That would have been the right honorable speaker.
Exactly.
And correlated to Jame?
Jame has a bizarre character.
Jame jiko le bala meya lonko jiko le meya lonko mo buka kalangolonno.
He has no remorse.
Ando abukani misakula.
I think the only person that ever told him the truth and got away with it is, I don't remember her name, but she is one of these bishops or priests.
Fal.
Namira min hakilo mato
Hanafal?
Hanafal.
She is the only one that I know of. Exactly. Because I remember he once told his chief of protocol, then Moses Jallo,
and for ala protocol nyatonko e meluka atala hajulu tamandi ikafo odumo Moses Jallo.
This was late in the evening on a Friday. That I must come over to his office. If anybody can hold his heart in his hands, I would have done so. Because the manner in which I drove to Banjul and the State House, I could have had a terrible accident.
Why?
I don't know what he's calling me for and what he was going to do next.
But isn't it the case that all of you were terrified of him? All of you were afraid of him.
That is correct.
He would insult all of you with impunity, nothing would come out.
That's why I said he has no remorse or moral fiber at all.
How about his truthfulness? You want to understand Yaya Jammeh?
What I would say about that, if this man talks to you, you will consider him the strongest and the bravest man in the world. Because he's mostly characterized by lies and false stories.
Give us examples.
I recall in one of his conversations, he told us incidents that happened when he was in the army. He once also told us that the former President Sadaro Jawara, he said, and I quote, that the lady was misbehaving at the State House and refused for Salaro to leave the State House. Go out.
The lady State House and Abalanta Kafinti State House kono.
And when he was called upon, he went to the lady,
atata muso nyin kan
which I presume must have been Lady Killer.
Okay.
me yalon kon
And he said he pointed his finger at her
ko aya abul kondigole chodi wala tendoro
and said to her, "Get out of here and go back."
akwen ko fundi jangeta.
You think somebody in his rightful mind will do that to the president's wife?
Ya mera mumen na sondo mo be nyola o si okay president la muso la bang.
Well, he spoke to the demons or the what do they call them at the Kerawan Bridge?
Adi amata
Janjambure Bridge.
na mera ninna janjambure salota adi amata jinno leje.
He said when he came to Kerawan Bridge,
Ako birano ta Kerawan saloto.
he said he spoke to the devils
Adi amata setan leje.
and they laid conditions
Andu wol fanal na ta la sarto landi
which they accepted.
me ya lon ko wol fanal sonta.
Then the late Sirif Diba
Tumo tala Sirif Diba
was there
obije.
and he made him a witness.
Ando ayola kala sedot.
Did this Diba accept?
He wouldn't dare disagree.
Ata hanyila kabalang.
This man will call you and tell you things and say, if you don't do them, your head will be on my table.
Nyinke kumandila ay kumolu foya ko nyinke. Barbitu nilma nyinke fana mbe kumulandila na tabulo kanjani.
But the thing is, all of you believed in him. All of you submitted to him.
You see, there is a saying also
Sando fana mbije.
that, I'm sorry, if the statement is offensive, but it is not my statement or my proverb.
Alsi haketu de ning ayatala nyi sando aketa doyar kuma kaunti bari bitun tema nyi sando fode mfana nkamwe ile.
And I would prefer to say that in Mandinka.
Ndo fala maninka kamoluto.
Sando Thruwa Lakacha.
Discussions by Wolof from the rural areas
is only to say, wow, wow, you don't disagree.
It's only Wolof nyintika fodrong ha ebuka balang.
Yeah, and like I said, one of the issues you raised in your introduction you see, that PPP demonstration, I'm sorry, I need to come to the point. Investigations were done. I was then at the police at the time. The file was compiled. And he instructed that the file be brought to me for an opinion. And that I must prosecute all of them. I looked at the file. There wasn't sufficient evidence to sustain even a prosecution, more so a conviction. Then it was the people involved. Now, I cannot remember all of them, but I can remember, I think, a couple of names. Honorable O.J. Jallo was part of it. Honorable O.J. Jallo Dabijele. The late Usainu Njai was also part of it. Tala Usainu Njai Fanambijele. And a few others.
But didn't you appear in court in the first few days?
Can I finish?
Yes. All right.
I wrote the opinion and stated clearly there isn't sufficient evidence on the file to warrant a prosecution. And I believe you can guess what happened to me.
What happened? But did you at any point in time appear in court in prosecution of those cases?
But fortunately for me, the file was sent to the then DPP. Justice Akamba. he wrote an opinion similar to the one that I had come up with. I was reinstated and then sent me to Abidjan. For a drug course, I believe it was about 2 or 3 months.
But the matter went to court. At least there was some holding charge, and the matter was in court. The charges were ultimately withdrawn.
I am not aware of any of those.
In fact,
because the reason why, you know what they call a Mandinka Kankuram?
What is a masquerade in Mandinka?
If it kills your father.
If a masquerade kills your father.
When you see what the world say, no, Janja Buhonga.
If you see a red anthill,
you run away.
That's why, you know, I kept away completely from that case.
But the point to be made, really, is no matter how one describes it, the ministers of state and the top civil servants created and entrenched a dictatorship in this country. Because they were all compliant to Jammeh's wishes. Do you agree with that?
I will not agree. If you say we were all fearful of him, I will agree. If you say that he is treacherous, I will agree. And if you say he is capable of doing anything, anybody, I will also agree. But to defy his instructions, I don't know of any minister who would dare do that.
But I think what you have just said reinforced my proposition. What I'm saying is, Gambians who occupied the highest positions close to the president were all wow men. And women, to the extent that they created a monster and entrenched a dictatorship. True or false?
What is it true? But you call him, what was the name you called him? Monster. I will call him a baboon.
Well, people really are really fearful of baboons, but they're very fearful of monsters. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. What other reasons do you have which you believe have helped to perpetuate this terrible situation we had, which people call the dictatorship?
Meng sababuta nying marala nya sifala fo menarna ya ko nyita falling mole ko ki keta mole sembela maraloti.
See, let me give you the example of Sanasabali and Sadibu Haidara.
Mbagna misalo dila Sanasabali ni Sadibu Haidara.
There was chaos in Banjul.
Dunyolo keta Banjul.
Because everybody thought that was an attempted coup.
Katu mobe ni mirako kudeta le pareta kelanu.
Which, as far as I know,
was
was false.
Mukuma soto baloleti.
And my reasons are, he has police officers and other security officers at the State House.
Police olu anin kanton in tankada dokula kotangulu be State House je.
He instructed
Ay kawo dila.
that I should go and answer to him at the State House.
State House.
On arrival, he gave me his own version of what happened.
Ate fansun kuma kan fonye ate ko ko keta nyame.
You see, on hearing his story, I couldn't say, no, you are not telling the truth. But I knew he was lying. He asked me to go and obtain a statement from Edward Singate. I went to Edward Singate. He gave me a sketchy statement. And he also told me to go and obtain a statement from the late Khalifa Bajinka. Khalifa Bajinka was very impolite with me.
Khalifa Bajinka amunta wolunda akitambulu motim meyaron ko mamalan kunno.
He categorically told me that he would not go to court,
atetita kiti bundala,
hold the Quran,
al-Quranu muta,
and lie.
Faniafo.
So he was not giving any statement.
What
did you do?
Except to leave his office and go.
Well, Officer Bulantata.
And what happened to the case?
That I do not know, because I could not have gone to him to tell him what I had experienced.
Interesting. But did you ministers in cabinet at any point in time
Atol minister alla cabinet kono je for what is nada soton dalabang
have the idea
kany miro soto
that maybe the president was not stable?
Ko as a keno na in president
mentally stable.
Sondo mo man sabati.
For my personal opinion.
Ante fola sondo be miro to.
As far as long he has gone beyond mental illness.
Which
illness I would consider to be deliberate. He just imagines and do things.
But was this view held by you alone, or was it shared by several members of the cabinet?
Fo ni miro ni de ronne ya wa muté sondo mo korban fo aliya janya aldam maltema bang altol minister.
I would say yes.
Mbafla ha.
Yes, nobody would dare telling him.
Adumu bukanyi jusube mosoto puruka balanga bulu.
Because if he wish, he'll give you your marching orders.
And as such, all of you shut up and put up.
I don't know about order, but for me, I shut up.
And you put up.
Yes. I don't know what you mean by put up.
You stayed with the status quo. And everybody else stayed with the status quo.
Yes.
You all resigned to fate. And you failed and betrayed the trust of the Gambian people.
I would not consider it that way.
Which other way could you see it?
Number one,
follow.
I have a family which are very precious and dear to me.
But didn't you consider your broader family, the bigger population, the Gambian people as a whole? That is your bigger family. That's the most important than one individual family unit. Isn't that the case? Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? We should all serve the greater good and not one's selfish ends.
Council, I would disagree.
Thousands of
people are always running behind this man.
But council memfo jeku mayaga ko inamane mira damma kunkilim dimbayala dalilo momenti je wolem Gambia be nyanta kila imari la miro leti kaje ko Gambia fanam be mu imari la dimbaya ba ko no fonu rimoleti isi kuke men sike banko mo be kayro ni yiruati dina ye mira dimbaya kilinda mal.
You can now respond.
I am saying I do not agree with that. That thousands of people are always running behind this man, approving of things that he does. There was one rally in Banjul for the campaign which he lost the elections. He was talking about Hazel. And he said he used to go to Sedalsa Hall. And he named one of the elders sitting in the crowd, a Banjul elder for that matter. And said he is a witness to that. And he turned to him and said, is that not true? And he said, it's true. Open news. You must have heard that during one of his campaigns.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But my point is that you should not put yourself on the same level as the rank and file from our towns and villages whose interaction with government is only Benachin, Sabar and T-shirt. Do not equate yourself with those people. You are the hope of this country. The elite, the most educated. If you people succumb and put up and shut up, then the whole country is mortgaged to him.
Ite fambula nola mola mo kansangulu konoteng meni alonko ite makamulu to kato molu meni alonko lem jama molu tinna santol to kata wolu lataro ko kono wolem del na kino ka domo anin ka dum kudi mal kono anin ka tishato lu dum ka nganyala bari plasi batiolu nyimaka mabatiolu molu jikolu ni nyati utumo woto nitem nate fang manne fang la palaso je ko atellam nyaton ko to men nyanta lo law ko kunna woto sayin ko mota bayda
to some extent that may be so
karo do la do muto nyalde
but in this instance
bari nyin ko lu kenyala
I cannot do otherwise because of my family is more precious.
Mr. Jobarteh, I disagree. Maybe you should call us, we may have been young and stupid.
Pardon me?
We may have been young and stupid.
Mr. Jobarteh,
but Jammeh had made certain orders and decisions, sent them to the Ministry of Justice. While we were there, we refused, and nothing happened.
Jammeh kumakawo dolu fole ferolu dolu dada be parendi ki minister bundala memma tatilu ning kitolu la wotumo ntel bijele da wotumo bari ntel balantale adun kumanna kentolla.
How many attorney generals not survive more than 1 year or 2?
Attorney General Jel Meta many alonko we sanji killing wala sanji fuloke wala katambi wala.
They were sacked.
Yeah, baile.
And that was it.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of being a lawyer. You can work on your own. You can work for yourself.
Provided I can work on my own, provided that I am left on my 2 feet with my freedom.
Lawyer isibo ko ke no fayen bari selo ko na misali kama mbele rinsi mfulo la tanamanke na ha nsimo ko kenu
14 of them may have been sacked, but they did not wind up in jail or 6 feet deep.
Motani nani soto te ko menno bay bari imana wolu dundi kasola de wala ye ke meter woro wala ye ke simfa woro banko koto.
My point is,
many
of you wanted these jobs so badly. They wanted the power so badly. They enjoyed straddling the corridors of power to the extent that all they wanted was to preserve their jobs. I would
disagree with that statement. You see, what you fail to understand or realize, I will give you my own example. I was up in the country, precisely, at Bansang, Janjambure, and a couple of other towns. Bansang, Janjambure, and I received a call that the president wants to see me. I came back. It was on a Friday. I don't remember the exact date. I went to the State House. I was ushered into his office along with other individuals. And he told me that when I was a judge, I had presided over a case. When in which I said,
in which I said,
okay,
all right, yeah, proceed.
That one of the accused persons will never ever see the walls of Mile 2. And he referred to my father as Amadou Bansang. I knew he was making a guesswork. And he said that he has a write-up. And that was what I did. It was wrong.
What? What was wrong?
The write-up.
And he said I wouldn't pray Juma prayer that day. I almost fainted in the chair I was sitting on. Because I knew he was capable of doing anything.
But this is the issue. All of you guys knew he was capable of doing anything. You supported him in his doing of anything. And we all suffered the consequences. That is what happened, isn't it?
No, if you say I kept mute. But to have supported him, I will disagree.
But you implemented his orders.
Yes, some of his orders.
Have you defied any?
Yes.
Give us example.
One example is the case of Mamset Njai.
Yes.
He insisted that Mamset must go to jail.
But he did.
Mamset went through the district tribunals. Up to the level of group tribunal. All of which gave judgment in his favor. And I believe that was also on a Friday. He was rearrested,
ya sayin kam muta
prosecuted.
ya kitindi
By which office? By which office? Prosecuted by which office?
Office Jumalaya
The DPP's office.
DPP la office
Under who?
Jumalaya
I don't know because I wasn't the minister at the time.
malo le kato tumo mangtara minister yala
I think the case was heard by Justice Nkia.
amira justice nkia wala kito nyinke
Trade judge or mercenary judge?
I don't know what a mercenary judge is.
Okay.
malo kitindir lawo machinery kitindir la wala won men ka do ko ke kodo kan
He convicted Mamsit
wala mam said soro
and sentenced him to, I think it was 3 or 5 years, I'm not sure.
ma aman ko made bare aya soro sanji saba wala sanji lulu
So, when he called me,
Ryan Kumandi,
Where were you at the time?
at the time of his conviction, I don't remember where I was at the time, but I remember I was Attorney General when he called me.
malo ndo kito bikira watu membenu ndami mbari abente kumandi la ulkola tu momena tu montelo attorney general
That was post conviction.
Yes.
wayatara ala soro ndilo
I
tamu
do at the time. So he said that he was told that no, I have a different opinion.
yine fonyon ko yine fata yanko ntela miraro nin kul fatatale kul tata nyami
As to his conviction and sentence.
biri yo kiti ndu fuka pare ka soro
I was wondering what should be my answer.
sa ko ntela jabiro nyanta kila munati
I kept quiet for a while.
nande fo watindi
He hit the table and said, speak up.
tablo lipa kwa kunyon ko diamu
I said, as far as I'm concerned,
kai ninte dam malem
conviction was wrong.
la soro no woni silo manta
Mr. Jobarteh,
Yes.
Mr. Jobarteh
you were Attorney General in 2012.
Imunum Attorney General de Minister member le employal ne kitindu ko 2012
Are you sure that this conviction did not happen during your time as Attorney General?
ila ta nyinnala ko ni mam set la sorondiro wato amanke la nyaton ko ala ko ba
So if it did, it means his conviction was under your watch.
ni nga tra keta wato ala sorondiro nyin kete la ko siro le ko
I would disagree.
Well, if you were Attorney General when he was prosecuted by the Ministry of Justice, his conviction must have been under your watch.
Provided I am aware.
But how would there be such a high-profile prosecution? And you being Attorney General, you are not aware of it. How would you have formed a different opinion?
I will tell you, several of the cases passed through the Attorney General's office, which I am not aware.
For a high-profile prosecution, I would imagine that would be, I don't want to say it's negligence of responsibilities, but it would be quite disappointing that the Attorney General would not be aware of a high-profile prosecution. Yes. I can understand traffic cases, petty cases, and so forth. We all worked in the ministry. We know how it functions. The Minister of Justice ought to know.
Kiti member ko sifa kiti santonko yeke minister je ya foko ebo kalamuta obe jahalo be warandalde ma foko nyin kiti ningol de mealon ko accident ko le ngana nyongol wol musonda wala bari kiti member ko nyingo kiti santonko mealon ko man sa fawle ay sulo sota kono ite mo minister ya fo ma kalamuta to de ngado ko ministry member
I can confidently tell you several cases pass through the Attorney General's chambers which I am not aware of.
Nsin bambandi ma ninjiko fangde ko kiti jama suton tay dunda Attorney General office ntama mbolu kala
This man will call people and assign them cases.
Kamol kumandi la kito ludila.
Is that regular?
For the most irregular.
Oh, kakene what?
But isn't that also some of the things that reinforce the dictatorship?
For fana manke mandra kul ko menar na sembo sembela maralo nyin bambandi abulba.
Answer now.
I continue?
No. Answer the last question. You said indeed. I want it on the record. Because you answered before the interpretation.
Sorry. Indeed.
But has that ever been protested?
would dare protest?
No, but if we continuously allow the executive to abuse authority, contravene the law, and we all keep quiet, we are in fact fueling a dictatorship. Do you agree with that?
Yes,
Perhaps convenient point to take a break?
Yes, indeed. We'll resume at 12:30. Thank you. Meeting's adjourned.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonic's money transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonic's money transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Gamsobis InfoQuiz with Kalilu Banjang every Saturday from 8 to 10 p.m.
You want to know about the Gambia entertainment industry?
Kuron laajte faale ngoyangi may ndey mbillagi Sentiment Show ci Gambian Talents TV
xew-xew bu rëy lu neex a neex te xumbate dagan di Sentiment Show nag ma ànd ko ak Pa Ousmane Diop
dama ne lii dina bu ndox pataas de teppeeku laa wax ma yàggaleen koo wax bépp góori Gambien bu jonge man nga pirate man Pa Ousmane Diouf indil leen Sentiments nag ay at ngeen di ko laajte taay yépp maag jàllo jéeri
dinaa ñëw ak suma ay cuuraay ñëw ak suma ay nemmale ñëw ma ak suma ay xarba fuufa yi nga xam ne ci biir néeg bi duma ko wax kenn nag
indil leen lii xew ci cabinet yi lii xew ci ronlal yi ak fu ne nag si mama dellu si waat ak moom mu ne am na xarba fuufa yeeg yu bon yeeg yu baax yeeg yu tëlin yeeg yu xesew yeeg yu façon yépp
si sëy yi si cuuraay yi si nemmale yi si sew a sew yi askan gi lépp loo xam ne dañ ko ragal a wax rek man nii maa ko nar a wax.
ñuy waxtaanee liy xew ci saal yi liy xew ci cabinet yi ma ne liy xew ci kaw lal yeeg ron lal yi liy xew ci waañ yeeg wanag yi liy xew ci bedd mi ak ci biir kër yi.
na mel ni lambi golo te duma ci wax lu bari nag sentiment soo lañ wax ëmb na lu bari.
fuñ ne sëy ne sentiments fuñ tudda néeg ne sentiments fuñ tudda love ne sentiments fuñ tudda relationship moo tax ma génn ak yéen ci fii nag.
sentiment su duma ci wax dara dina mel ni taana biiri banaana ku dugga tarakiisu li ma nar a wax li ma nar a def sima si beneen facette.
lii dina bu ndox pataas ba teppeeku dina dëgg sa bum laa wax ma ànd ak kan nag bi yoon sima ay dara ñu nar a ñëw jàkkaarloo nag xale bu jigéen bi ne man lay tojal yi nga bàyyi waane gi
dina mel ni lambi golo
ma nar a defanteeg moom nag yu baax ñu indil leen waxtaan yuy xew ci jamono.
Supersonics Money Transfer ñoo dellu si waat indi leen xéewal bu neex a neex fii ba weeri octobre di jeex waaw fii ba weeri octobre di jeex mën nga am sansu win benn saaku maalo saa yoo jotee xaalis fii ci biir réewi Gambia bàyyee ko foofu sa UK Europe US Canada ak Switzerland ak Supersonics Money Transfer xanaa lii neexati na doore ko tey ba weeri octobre di jeex mën nga win benn saaku maalo saa yoo jotee xaalis fii ci biir réewi Gambia bàyyee ko UK Europe US Canada ak Switzerland téeméeri saaku maalo ñoo fi nekk kon gaawal nga bokka ci téeméeri nit yi nga xam ne mën nga am sans win ci xéewal yi nga xam ne kenn dootu ko natable ak Supersonics Money Transfer bànneexu leen ci suñ yónneekaay xaalis bi gën a wóor gën a gaaw gën a noppale ak yónneekaay xaalis bi gën a màgga ci biir réewi Gambia te duñ la fayeeku dara saytu leen ñu ci Google Play Store wala Apple Store nga mën a bindoo ci suñ app bi di Supersonics Money Transfer app shuu cay bii xéewal ak Supersonics rek.
Supersonics Money Transfer wolle kudima na falia kabo sain kata Oktoba karo bandula ha kabo sain kata Oktoba karo bandula ibe ganyo rokela mani botolal wato wati nitata kodota Gambia banko kanjang membota na UK Europe USA Canada wala fo Switzerland ni atambini Supersonics Money Transfer ha bari diata kabo sain kata Oktoba karo bandula wato wati nitata kodota Gambia banko kanjang membota na UK Europe USA Canada wala fo Switzerland alon ko ni mani boto be sela suwo konol nko mani boto keme dronne bijede wote bamban sain fo daka sinyi mo kemol kono meni be ganye rokela nyum kudi mala kabo sain kata Oktoba